Alright, it's time to change these axles. I just put the car on the jack. And I jacked it up and I got the car on jack stands. I'll try to get on here and show you guys this axle. You can see, looks like death happened up here. Or I should say under here. Up in here. But yeah, so what happened was this downpipe I'm using for my turbo had the O2 sensor. Well, I have it as a wideband, but it was barely hitting right there, but it like bent, so I felt like it was good, and clearly it wasn't, because it ripped the boot completely wide open and it basically wrapped itself up in the power cord of the sensor itself and almost ripped everything out of the dash. So good thing there was bunch of grease around the power cord, or I should say the signal wire. It's not the power cord to the sensor, it's the signal wire that plugs into your harness. So yeah, I'm gonna get these axles switched out. Get all this drained out, so we're gonna replace it. If I can get it out. My name's Jeff. And there we go. Oh, they don't splash me. Looking pretty dirty, bud. Alright, I'll let that drain. I'm gonna get my stuff ready to pop these axles out. Always put your tires under your car just for safety. Alright, get the other side off and then we'll start taking this off. Okay, both the tires off. Super easy. There's tons of videos on how to change your axles, but I'm just gonna do the quick and easy way. So I'm just gonna pull this pin out first, like so, and then we're gonna loosen this. It's a 17. Now that you got that off, we're gonna get this one off. It's a 14. Just gonna loosen it. Just loosen that, and then we're gonna take this one down here. I believe it's a 17. Take that one completely out. And it's got on this side, not on this side, so we'll use it like this. Okay, I got this bolt off. I got that one loose. That completely off, and this is completely hanging now. Now we'll just get the axle nut off. And we're gonna just open this back up. Alright, get this socket. It's a 32. 32 gets it close. Pretty sure it's a 32. That off. Push this all down because the axle's still on the spindle. And before we separate this piece, we're gonna pop the axle out from the transmission. That way when we push this down, it's not dragging everything. So we're just gonna pop it out from the transmission, and then we'll push everything down and we'll be able to just pull the axle right out. Just wedge it right here, and there's this little like, it's like a spot where it's made to be pried against. We'll just pry it out. It literally just popped right out. So now we'll drop everything down and just pull this freaker out. Try to pry it out from that side first, but that didn't work because now I don't have enough to go back in, even with everything down. I don't want to pull too tight on these. So I'm just gonna push that one half back in, and then should be enough of that. Just drop down, pull this out. Now I can get the axle up out of there. And then I'll just grab it out from the other side and just pop it back out. And then hang it down. Obviously my new axle, I'm not gonna just be hanging like that. It specifically says in the installation instructions to not hang these axles to insane shafts. I'm pretty sure that's every axle, but Just not a $370 pair set. Alright, so that's out. Good. And look at that. That is just junk. Look at that, boy. That's Taco Tuesday. Oh yeah, it's done for. That's completely broken. That was the noise I was hearing. The clanking. Oh, that's junk. Alright, rather than putting this axle in, putting it all back together, and then doing the other one, I'm gonna go over the other one with you guys. So I just put my other stand, just kind of hold everything up. That way it's not just dead weight hanging on like the tie rods and stuff. So we'll do the other side. I'll take this little keeper out first. Keeper and then the 17. We'll move back to this 14 right here. And then it's the 17. Crescent on this side. Push up. Alright. Now get this axle nut out. 32 impact. And I'll just drop this down. Pull this out. That. And drop this. There's that. Let's pump this. Get that junk out, boy. Oh, that one was quick. We're done draining. Clean that one. Let's see. Let me get you guys out. See that? Try to put the phone down and record that last one, but apparently it wasn't in selfie mode. So yeah, there's the passenger side axle. This one looks a little bit better. Still kind of trash. Let's get these out. I'm just gonna hang that up. Same shaft bud. This is passenger side. That piece of POS. Torn boot life. It's not a Honda if it doesn't have a torn axle boot. Not anymore. It voids the warranty if this boot is torn, bud. Alright, hopefully it's the same length. Hopefully the splines or everything is good. I don't want to have any problems with this thing. Looks like the snap rings, or whatever these little ring things are, locking, whatever, still there. So that means I don't got to fish it out of the transmission. But yeah, let's get this passenger side. Once I got that side popped in, I was able to get this side in. I put all the nuts and bolts back on. I'm not going to tighten anything down. I'm going to get the other side in, and I'll come back and do what I got to do to get this all torqued down to spec. But not bad. The transmission side halfway in, and then I was able to take it down and set it and rest it just like that, and then I'll pop it all the way in right now. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. What I like, baby, that's that I do like. I used the edge of the 2x4, but on the driver's side, because of the downpipe in the way, I wasn't able to get that, so I just used the rubber side of my hammer, and I just hit it with the other hammer. Nice and easy, we're not trying to break the boot. But now I can just slide this back in and get it all tightened up to look like the passenger side. More struggle than the passenger side. Now that I got all the bolts and nuts back on, axle nut is back on, I'm gonna do what I do when I'm doing suspension, anything to my suspension. I'll just jack it up just like that, so it's under compression. Like about right there. Yeah, just so the jacks barely start coming up. And then I'm gonna go ahead and tighten everything now. Tight, tight. Just kick my water too. So I'm gonna tighten that 14, I'm gonna tighten the 17, I'm gonna tighten the 17 and the 32. And the side will be done, we'll do the other side. All right, Insane Chef specifically says do not use an impact when doing the axle nut. Use a torque wrench, so it says 134 foot-pounds of torque, so that's what I'm gonna do. Even though I'm holding the brake and doing this, I have a handy-dandy brake pressure. So yeah, it's holding the brake, and I'm gonna torque it down. Bend that tab in, we'll be good to go, boy. And to bend that tab in, I just put a socket there and bent it that way it can't undo it. So. Tightened up both sides, put the transmission drain plug back in, and I'm going to fill it up 2 quarts of my favorite, and I'm just going to fill it through the speed sensor, and then I'm going to turn it on and make sure everything spins. EK hatchback, axle swap, Insane shafts. I'm gonna put the tires back on and give it a test drive, make sure everything's working. I don't know why the driver's side's not spinning on its own. I hope nothing's broken on the inside the transmission. I feel like you would hear it. So maybe it's just a Honda thing that just the driver's side or the passenger side. I feel like the driver's side should be moving a little bit. I don't know. I'm gonna do some research. That's the Insane swap. Hope everything went right.